What's going on, guys? It's Shawnee Salami. Today I'm going to be reviewing the new weapon in Chivalry 2's new update. It's called the Goedendag. In my Discord, which again will be in the pinned comment below, everybody's really loving this and says it's fun. I was avoiding it for a while just because I think it's hideous looking, but after embracing that brutal look, even though it's not very elegant and fancy like I like, I decided to give it a go. And Footman's not my best class. I want you guys to keep that in mind. So I do die a lot. I don't play this class exactly right as we get in a fight with the Invisible Man. He's very slippery, gets the way out of a lot of attacks, but eventually we're able to get him with the stab. Now, as I always say, we're for the casuals on this channel, so we're not going to get too much into exact stats and numbers. And coming from that mindset I approach the game with, we are going to be talking about fun first and foremost, and I do think that this weapon is good, so I want to give my thoughts on that first. This thing hits like an absolute truck. I think it's even more damaging than the Maul. But there's someone in my Discord who I consider the best pub stomper in the game. He regularly can go deathless with about 50 kills. Not trying to glaze him, but just say that he's knowledgeable at the game. He's named Regicide. It's like some anime name. He said the weapon plays most similar to the battle axe, and I can kind of see that because I believe the battle axe until this came out was the most damaging weapon that was a two-hander. And because this one hits so hard, it does have that hit stop. You're going to see me make the mistake quite a bit. I want you guys to learn from that. In the first half of this video in particular, is that I kind of play this how I've talked about the War Axe and the Heavy Mace, two-handed hammer, similar things to that. And that's to fish for a counter in a crowd and heavy swing through everyone to avoid that hit stop, especially when you can get a bunch of knights lined up. But I'm not really sure that was the best way to play this because it's very slow. That's its number one issue. It's very slow. Now, what does that mean? The drags are great. But when you're trying to fight multiple people at once, most of the time, it doesn't seem ideal for that. A little ironic to say that as I'm getting a mega kill, it's just pretty funny because I just don't think this is a good way to play this class. Who knows if I end up being right about the weapon itself, because we're all still learning everything. It's brand new. Unless you pick it up on the night, Footman just does not have the health to be dealing with that. So time will tell, as I said, but I piled up the deaths, especially in the second half of this. And the interesting thing is, this objective drives me a little crazy. I think it's fun and chaotic, but I don't really know what else I could have done here. Maybe stab in between, but it felt kind of wrong to do that with the Goedendag because the cut damage does so little on it when you do use that stab. At least that's what it felt like. So I did kind of default to heavy swing in the crowds here, as I said, but I think I worked on that a little later. I just don't think that's the right move, as that's basically my point here. But more importantly, let's talk about the fun factor. I think this is awesome to use. You guys have probably seen me use too many drags, heavy drags in particular. Great heal by him. And I just think it kind of suits that, right? Well, I would say good weapon. We're still finding out stuff about it. I'm not sure where to put it in a tier list or anything like that. Fun factor, it's definitely there, because the two things I don't like about it are personal preference. That's that I don't like Footman just because I'm bad at the class. It's so in between Vanguard and Knight that I can't really figure it out. And the other is that it's absolutely hideous. It's disgusting looking. The second in command in the Discord even called me a baby for that, because he's loving it. I think he's already got it at like level 22 and it's his current favorite. But look at that, man. Like, that is so gross. I don't know. We'll see. For now, I'll look past it for the sake of content. And don't be this guy. I really understand playing for the win. I talked about this in the last video. I think while this queue is going on, the goal is to see the map and not play for the win just yet, guys. So I think you should let people play it out. I don't think you should be try-harding engineer to that level. Once it's in the normal queue only, and especially while you're in the 64-player queue and it happens to come up, definitely do what this engineer is doing, because let's be honest, he does look like a really great engineer. I just don't think that's what you should do right now. That's just my opinion. This was pretty cool. I'm playing with Hawk Mercenary. He's the guy in the Discord who's improving fast. Look at that. We both heal each other at the same time. Pretty funny, right? This stage is such a meat grinder that I don't know where there's any ammo crates for health because they're having issues with them being marked on the map. Very brutal objective. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's really fun and what it would be like in medieval times if you're trying to push a battering ram up a bridge. But it really does make for some chaos. I've even cut out 2 deaths that happened very quickly, and for the sake of time, I didn't want you guys to have to watch me walk back just to die immediately again. Let me know what your guys' opinion is on this queue and defending it too hard in the comments. I think the engineers and the other teams shouldn't be defending this like their real families live in Trayan Citadel. That's just my take on it. I don't know if that sounds selfish or not. Please let me know. Now again, I've cut out multiple deaths for that last stage going up the bridge. I just think it's going to be so tough to maneuver for the 64 player queue in particular. I haven't tried that yet. It just seems a little too tight. I don't know what changes they can make now that the map's already out. And I do pride myself on being honest to you guys. That's why we hated the fast forward feature for so long, because I wanted to build up trust. But when you see the final stats, there is going to be more deaths than you're seeing in the video itself. It's just for the sake of time. And I know you're mostly here this video for the weapon and for those who haven't seen the new map yet. What I love about fighting in this city is it really does feel like you're fighting in an actual chaotic city, because there's so many buildings you can go in, a lot of nooks and crannies. We're going to be finding out things about that. And our good friend Lord Creamboy actually pointed out that he's kind of looking for the Easter eggs. And that's something I didn't even think about. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot at this stage in particular. There's just so many places on the map they could hide things. I did say it struggles in 1vx's. It's just too slow for a fast weapon when you're fighting multiple at once. Not really what this weapon is made for, in my opinion. Continuing to throw myself on the objective. You will see me die a little more at the end here, just because I did want to get this whole map in. Unfortunate, but you take those deaths. Now, I do apologize for the video being a little shorter. A lot of my deaths were cut out. That's usually not the case. I'll most of the time just leave almost all of them in unless I'm AFK or something like that. A lot of them in particular were on the bridge when there was not much I can do. And I know you're mostly here for the weapon anyway. I left in ones that kind of showed the weapon's shortcomings or mistakes I made. We take another loss, guys. And if you want to check out some related videos, there's one where I played the map for the first time. It'll be up above, and I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one.